What if I told you SB19 just broke through a boundary no Asian pop act has reached at this level, and the industry noticed right away? For years, Asian pop has pushed for global legitimacy, while idols were largely viewed as manufactured talent rather than voices with authority. Reach was undeniable, but real control was almost never part of the equation. For years, record labels controlled the money, the story, and the future of artists. But in 2026, SB19 moved beyond the traditional role of performers. They didn't just release music, tour globally, or collect awards. They hosted the 1Z Trade Launch 2026 alongside corporate partners and sponsors as equals, signaling ownership, leadership, and authority, while expanding their influence, credibility, and long-term vision with a level of control and independence rarely seen in the industry. And that shift changes everything. This wasn't just another launch, it marked a turning point. It wasn't created for fans or built as a press conference, it was an industry-level move. A trade launch exists for executives, investors, brands, partners, and decision-makers, the people who shape markets. This is where opportunities are positioned, long-term strategies are revealed, and futures begin to take form. When SB19 took center stage at the 1Z Trade Launch 2026, the message was unmistakable. They are not simply being managed by the system, they are reshaping it. Most idol groups never even step into this room, but SB19 didn't just enter, they hosted it, commanding authority, influence, and strategic control. This breaks an unwritten rule in Asian pop. Artists perform while companies dictate, executives negotiate, and idols remain endorsers rather than decision-makers. Even at the height of K-pop, few achieved this level of ownership, leadership, negotiation power, creative influence, equity, vision, or industry leverage. SB19 stands apart for one critical reason. They own 1Z Entertainment. That single fact transforms the entire power dynamic. At the 1Z Trade Launch 2026, SB19 weren't representing a label, borrowing authority, or being introduced. They were introducing the vision. This isn't celebrity influence, it's corporate power. And that explains why sponsors show up. Brands don't invest in hype or vibes, they invest in structure, stability, and scalability. They attend trade launches because they see long-term ROI, strategic planning, and a level of organizational control that few artists ever achieve.
When company partners and sponsors came together for the 1Z Trade Launch 2026, it confirmed something monumental. SB19 is no longer a risky creative experiment, they are a reliable, structured business entity. In Asian pop, where groups disband abruptly, contracts collapse, labels fail overnight, and sponsors crave stability, SB19 position themselves as infrastructure. And this has bigger implications. This isn't just about one group, it rewrites the ceiling for Asian pop. For decades, the industry has operated in two lanes, creative excellence and export potential, but almost never true ownership or influence. SB19's 1Z Trade Launch 2026 proves that Asian artists can build companies, control their own capital, and scale globally without relying on Western validation. This isn't just a genre moment, it's a business precedent. And here's what most people miss. SB19 controls both the beat and the balance sheet. In the global music industry, real power isn't measured by charts, it's beat capital. Who controls production, distribution, IP, licensing, and brand alignment? By anchoring 1Z as both a creative and trade-facing entity, SB19 has positioned themselves where music drives business, and business, in turn, protects music. That's how legacies are built. K-pop companies are paying close attention, and they should be. While major labels perfected training systems, visual branding, and global rollouts, they still rely on centralized corporate control and replaceable talent models. SB19's approach flips that paradigm. When the artists themselves are irreplaceable and the company is artist-owned, the brand endures beyond fleeting trends. This creates resilience, not just popularity, a concept that can be threatening to competitors. And the timing wasn't accidental. SB19 didn't move too early or too late. They executed precisely when the moment demanded it, maximizing impact and setting a new standard for Asian pop. By 2026, SB19 had already earned global credibility, a mature fan base, proven touring power, and chart authority. Launching a trade-facing initiative at this stage sent a clear message to partners. We're beyond the experimental phase. We're here for decades. The timing was strategic, precise, and surgical. This moment is far bigger than awards, which fade and sit on shelves. Companies, on the other hand, compound influence, create jobs, and generate cultural leverage. The 1Z Trade Launch 2026 signaled that SB19 is building more than music. They're creating a platform for future artists, a pipeline for Asian creatives, and a sustainable ecosystem for long-term industry growth. That's how you move from icon to institution. SB19 just handed future Asian artists a blueprint. You don't need to surrender control to go global. Build locally, scale strategically, and own your legacy. Leave Asia to succeed on its own terms. This is revolutionary. The real reason it matters, SB19 didn't ask for permission. The 1Z Trade Launch 2026 wasn't about flaunting wealth, it was about claiming space, a space where Asian pop isn't secondary and artists aren't disposable. Creativity and commerce coexist, and SB19 didn't just level up, they moved the entire goalpost. Once that happens, the industry can't go back. If SB19 can achieve this, who's next? And if the future of Asian pop looks like this, are we finally witnessing artists take full control of the industry they built? Like, subscribe, and comment, because the question isn't just whether SB19 is an idol group, but whether they're redefining what it means to be both an artist and a CEO.